We all saw it posted yesterday all over our social media pages. Cassie filed a lawsuit in New York City against Diddy.
Yikes.
She's claiming she was stuck in a decade-long cycle of abuse.
The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors. Yeah, I don't know that there's any proof of anything.
Imagine this, Diddy, one of the most iconic figures in hip-hop, is now at the center of a scandal so massive it could shake the entire entertainment industry to its core. The legendary rapper, producer, and entrepreneur has found himself caught up in a series of shocking allegations that have left everyone wondering how many other famous faces could be dragged down with him. Rumors are swirling, and the question on everyone's mind is whether Diddy will keep quiet or start naming names. The fallout could be catastrophic for Hollywood's elite, with many celebrities allegedly tied to Diddy's wild past. You know, I think in federal court for these charges, they would say it's routine, but in the public realm, this is very significant just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall. I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds, so to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now, if what people are saying is true, this scandal could end the careers of some of the biggest names in the industry. Diddy's arrest didn't just come out of nowhere. It was the result of a massive federal investigation that's been years in the making. On March 25th, 2024, federal agents raided his properties in Miami and Los Angeles, executing search warrants that led to the seizure of a ton of evidence. According to reports, they found everything from electronic devices to footage and supplies that were supposedly used during some of Diddy's infamous private gatherings. But the most disturbing part, these parties are rumored to have involved more than just the usual celebrity excess, much more. A lot of the alleged evidence gathered in this case came from those two raids conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles, and the indictment names the things seized, which allegedly include videos of these performances that have been dubbed freak-offs. Word on the street is that Diddy's parties weren't just your typical Hollywood blowouts, they were exclusive, invite-only events where some of the biggest names in entertainment supposedly crossed lines most people wouldn't dare imagine. And now, as authorities dig deeper into the investigation, the public is waiting to see who else will be dragged into this web of controversy.
Get the fuck out.
Said she was looking after for a quick buck. You're a fucking scumbag. And maybe this is more triggering for me because whatever, but like that shit. I was
Why
like,
is it more triggering for you?
I grew up in a house, and I didn't see that ever, but I grew up in a house where there was abuse. So it was like, you watch that, and this is way more extreme than anything I saw. Like, she's trying to sneak out of the fucking room. He's dragging her by the hair. Not gonna pimp my struggle. I didn't see anything like that. But watching that is like, yo, fuck this guy forever.
Did you ever try to intervene?
Yeah, I did one time.
You got your ass kicked?
No, we didn't do anything. I just stood in his way, and I didn't say a word. I didn't even look at him, which I'm kind of like, I just got in his way, and I remember thinking, if this goes down, this goes down.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
I remember I was reading Will Smith's book, and he always said he felt bad because he never intervened. So that was like he said he felt like a coward.
Yeah.
You know, he never intervened. Watching his mother go through the abuse from his father. But I think he said his brother did. So a lot of that just makes you kind of think about everything that happened, everything that transpired with the slap and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like after the
I'm gonna stand up for myself finally.
You didn't play the clip?
I'm trying to find it.
It was right there. I saw it.
Oh,
go back to the Hip Hop DX one. This is wild, bro.
I didn't see this shit. Yeah, this is crazy.
This was wild. Like I'm like, this is how you know too much is going on. This shit is, it's wild but hilarious.
Keep it a buck. No, that's why a lot of people are quiet.
And out of those 5 or 6, how many? The first one was the worst one, and then the other ones I left early. Okay, so the worst one was Carl Wentz, I'm guessing? Yeah.
So you just busting the door, you didn't hear?
No, because you know how I like to joke and play and stuff. Right. So a nigga don't give a fuck. So I'm just hearing like, like all that shit. I'm like, oh, somebody wearing this bitch out on the crib. So I go busting the door. I look up, I see Carl Wentz. So I'm like, this is crazy. Wow. That's
on crib.
You know, I think of Carl Wentz, I think of the cop on the but you just can't picture that big ass nigga bent over.
Sean Diddy Combs was taken into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approached and separated him. They placed Combs under arrest and led him out the front door in handcuffs. Joe Rogan, the famous podcaster, and comedian Andrew Schultz were chatting about the whole situation, and Rogan didn't hold back on his opinions. During one of his podcast episodes, Rogan suggested that Diddy might be forced to talk. Schultz even chimed in, saying when the feds rolled up with the Hummers, it wasn't about Diddy, it was about who else was there. And that's where things get even more interesting. According to conspiracy theorists, the federal raid wasn't just about Diddy, it was allegedly about tapes that could show incriminating footage of powerful people involved in the wild antics that supposedly went down at Diddy's private events. Now, you've got the Diddy situation where he jumps on a private jet, they say, yesterday and is on his way to the Cape Verde Islands. It's no secret that Diddy has had some of the most exclusive and extravagant parties in Hollywood. But if these rumors are true, his parties may have been hiding something darker. People have pointed out that everybody hung with Diddy's celebrities of all kinds attended his parties, and if there are tapes, some pretty famous faces could be in deep trouble. It's the kind of scandal that could make headlines for years, especially if Diddy chooses to cooperate with authorities and starts naming names. There are very serious and salacious allegations, including claims that Combs had cameras throughout his home. One of the first names to come up in connection with Diddy's shocking parties is Leonardo DiCaprio. Yes, that Leonardo DiCaprio has long been known for his glamorous lifestyle and partying ways, often seen hanging out with the most exclusive A-list crowds. Well, if Diddy was really filming everyone, he had a lot of people at those parties, right?
About the influence of hip hop. When it comes to hip hop, of course, many people think of Diddy as one of the pioneers. And at one point, you were not happy that his legacy was being destroyed. Let me play this piece of sound.
I don't know, man. I just don't like it. I mean, I don't like it just because it's sad. Like, you know, how many people's legacies have we watched burn to the ground? You know, from the Russell Simmons, from, you know,
but it's
Diddy.
good.
These guys provided the soundtrack to our lives. They contributed to culture in real ways before we knew any of this. No, you have feelings, you have mixed emotions.
And then the video came out after that. He's now issued his sort of apology. Cassie's come out again. Have your thoughts on that changed?
Well, my thoughts, even in that clip that you just played, in context, I said it's sad to see these people's legacies being destroyed based off, you know, at the time, alleged poor choices. Now we know that those poor choices aren't alleged. We saw the video. So yeah, it still is, you know, sad to see them, you know, not do the work on themselves, have all that unhealed trauma, projecting that pain and that hurt onto a woman. So yeah, he put himself in that situation. And yes, that is still very sad to see. It's sad all across the board. I don't know why we act like, you know, it's just one emotion when it comes to things like this. Because somebody like, you know, Diddy, yeah, we're lying to ourselves if we say he didn't provide the soundtrack to our lives. I don't know him on a personal level. I just know the professional accolades, which were very inspiring to somebody like me. Him having his own record label, him having his own, you know, vodka, like becoming a billionaire. Like those were things that were like, wow, that's the American dream in a lot of ways, right? And to be doing that from hip hop, that was something that was commendable, but we didn't know him as a person.
So are you now angry at him, disappointed in him about the fact this guy you admired so much has turned out to be a pretty bad guy?
Angry at him, disappointed in him. I don't know if I know him to be angry at him or disappointed in him. I think what bothers me the most is just constantly seeing people make poor decisions and poor choices that cause them to self-destruct. And I think that even with this situation, one thing that I think we get lost in is the celebrity of it all. I think you have to focus on the issue, not the individual. Whatever happens to him is going to happen. He's going to have to deal with the consequences of his actions. And you see it happening now. Like, I don't know if that's going to lead to him, you know, being arrested or whatever, but the empire is falling. It's over professionally. Only thing he can do is go out there and try to get his soul right. But what about the issue of domestic violence?
Right.
What about the issue of patriarchy? What about the issue of, you know, unhealed trauma inside of people that is causing brothers to,
DiCaprio's name has come up in connection with Diddy's Notorious gatherings, where, according to insiders, DiCaprio was a frequent guest. While no solid evidence has emerged directly linking him to any illegal activities, the mere association with Diddy's alleged underground scene has everyone questioning what really went down behind closed doors. Was DiCaprio just there for fun, or is there more to the story? Only time will tell, but for now, the world is watching. Diddy has been under criminal investigation for months by federal prosecutors here in New York, and if there are criminal charges, many of them may look a lot like what some of these individuals have been describing. And it doesn't stop there. Jay-Z, one of Diddy's longtime friends and a fellow hip-hop mogul, is another name caught up in the scandal. The two have been close for decades, attending countless events together and collaborating on projects. The problem is, being closely associated with Diddy has now put a target on Jay-Z's back. There's been speculation that Jay-Z might have been more than just a casual guest at Diddy's parties. Some insiders claim he was deeply involved, though exactly how remains unclear. The tension around Jay-Z is rising, and fans are holding their breath to see if any more details come out that could further implicate him in Diddy's questionable past.
You know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang, so I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs, and he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. So when he got to, I just waited at the counter. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah, so then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. And he was like, yo, I don't care, man, I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed his and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, G, that's my cousin. He know me well. You know, and Puff was like, yo, G, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaking going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way, and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day, and they tried to, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room, and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man, but I ain't taking no losses. He said, yo, you good, and that was it. Bruh, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there.
Known for her wild party days, Hilton has been a fixture at celebrity events for years, and she's been spotted with Diddy on numerous occasions. Some reports suggest Hilton was a guest at several of Diddy's private events. And though there's no hard evidence linking her to any illegal activities, her involvement in that social circle is enough to make people wonder. Hilton has reinvented herself in recent years as a businesswoman and activist, but could this scandal bring her back to her old party girl reputation? Only time will tell, but for now, Hilton's name remains tied to the drama. And in this lawsuit, it's claimed that P. Diddy was essentially the Epstein of the rap industry. But perhaps the most shocking name in this growing list of celebrities is none other than Jennifer Lopez. Diddy and J.Lo famously dated back in the late 90s, and though their relationship ended years ago, their connection has never really faded from the public eye.